Hello subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome back to Let's Play Star Trek Online. So, in this part we're going to be doing the final mission of the Iconian War arc, Midnight, which, if memory serves, is a somewhat longer mission. Well, roughly depends on how long it actually takes us to complete, but I believe it's roughly on the longer side. So the Iconians are massing for a final push towards the key worlds of the Alliance. We are gathering any remaining forces to mount defense, and perhaps, if we are fortunate, we will be able to turn back time. Meet with Captain Kagran on board the research lab to discuss our best course of action.
One way or another, the war ends today. The Iconians are massing for a final push towards the key worlds of the Alliance. We are gathering any remaining forces to mount a defense. And perhaps, if we are fortunate, we will be able to turn back time.
So this gets us the Iconian vest options, a title, and then I don't know if this is actually supposed to be a decent set, but this other stuff is pretty much just crap. Let's go ahead and transfer over to the Cryptic Research Facility. And 1 second, just to make sure. The game didn't. Nope. Okay, good. The game didn't fuck everything up. You gotta periodically check your traits, because sometimes, particularly when you change instances and ships, and well, that's generally about it. Sometimes the game will decide to just drop a whole bunch of your traits, just because it can. And this is going to be one of those loading screens that decides to take forever, as per usual.
You are cleared for docking.
The Crenum temporal phasing technology makes this one of the few safe rallying points for what remains of the Alliance fleet. Captain, I hope I'm not speaking out of line, but I'm looking forward to paying back the Iconians for all the ships and friends that are missing from this muster. I miss them too, but right now we need to check in with some of the other captains about our orders. Okay, I need to make a slight adjustment, partly just for my own sake. Music a little bit lower. Okay, that should be okay. Okay, so go and speak with Captain Corin.
The High Command is still intact, and Kronos remains unconquered. Even so, this war cannot be won if we lose Earth. The Bortesque will fight until she can fight no more, as will I. If this is to be our end, then I will meet it with blade in hand and blood in my teeth. I can ask for no greater honor than to fight beside an ally who has shown this courage time and again.
Kapla, Captain Corin.
Glad you're here. We've been fighting non-stop, and it feels like we're barely making a dent. Command says we're preparing for our last chance. I hope they have an ace up their sleeve, because I can't see a way to defeat the Iconians in a straight military battle. Whatever happens, just remember that you'll always have the Enterprise at your side.
Thank you, Captain Sean.
All these years of pain and strife, and it comes to this? I cannot believe that this is how we will end. Our suffering, our struggles cannot be rendered so meaningless. You know what we have been through. This bitter taste, this grief that washes over me, cannot be the last thing that I feel. We will rise again from this. We must.
Jolan true, Commander Shrock. It's grim, sir. Most people are trying to stay hopeful, but we've all lost so much in this war. The pressure is just wearing everyone down. We should go to the briefing. Maybe Captain Kagran has some good news. Let's go. Let's see what Captain Kagran has to say.
We have defeated one Iconian, but the cost to do so was too high. The Iconian forces are too numerous for us to sustain such a strategy. We have been forced to our last resort. The Krynim time ship has been modified, and we can use it to generate a portal to send us back to the ancient time of Iconia. Once there, we must prevent any Iconians from escaping the destruction of their home world. If necessary, we must kill the remaining Iconians ourselves.
Did we run this one through the simulator on the holodeck first? Because we know how the thing went with the Romulans. Our time travel experiments have all failed so far.
We presumably failed a temporal incursion, changing things in the past while remaining in a bubble of temporally shielded current time. This allows the timeline to unfold as it will, almost randomly. My team and I have been working on an alternative method that will actually send someone back in time to the past, where they can directly affect the timeline and help to guide it along the desired path. We've been running some basic scenarios that leave us quite hopeful that we can aid in the original attacks on ancient Iconia, to ensure there are no survivors for us to deal with in the present.
This seems like an exceedingly risky plan, and even if it works, we will be engaging in genocide.
We cannot sustain this war. The Iconians will destroy or conquer every species in the galaxy. If we do not stop them now, there is no guarantee that this plan will work. But if we do not try, we will certainly lose everything. Our long-range sensors have detected signs of transit from the Iconian spheres. The Iconians must be preparing their heralds for another large-scale invasion. We are gathering our remaining forces to make our stand.
Okay, begin the briefing.
The Iconians have picked our next battlefield, and it is the Sol system. If Earth falls, we have lost this war. We have one move left to us, and it is to move this war to a battlefield of our own design. We will attack the Iconians in the past. We've identified that the Iconians were forced from their homeworld in an attack 200,000 years ago. We will take part in that attack and ensure there are no survivors to fight us in the present. Noy's team is busy reconfiguring the time ship. There are no guarantees, even with time travel on our side. We must hold out long enough for a ship to pass through a temporal portal. That means fighting this fight and every other until this technology is complete.
Captain, this goes against everything we stand for. Everything we've been fighting for.
You talk of honor, and duty, and freedom. All of these will just be words if we fail. We can try to live up to these ideals when we survive.
Are you ready to return to the Odin, sir? Beam up.
You are cleared for departure. Good luck.
Okay, I don't know what was with the game playing the warp sound effect before we even beamed up. The Iconians have begun their attack. Incoming hail from Captain Kagran. Put it on screen.
I've got word from North. They've completed their modifications, and the Cryptic time shift is on its way. We must hold off the heralds long enough for the Cryptic ship to arrive and generate a portal. Once the portal is open, we will go back in time to ancient Iconian and try to change history. But first, we must survive long enough to do so.
Where can we shore up defenses?
Enterprise here. We've intercepted a group of heralds. Can you give us a hand with them?
Acknowledge, Enterprise. We're on our way.
This is the USS Hood. Our attack group is taking heavy losses.
Also,
RRW Metrics responding to your call for assistance.
apparently we still have an Excelsior flying around. Which is very surprising. I wonder if it's two, because that's the USS Dallas. And the other one was a USS Hood. Kind of curious if that is an Excelsior USS Hood. No idea if we'll ever find out. It's been ages since I've actually played through this mission. I mean, I've run through this first part whenever I get an endeavor to kill Herald ships. But beyond that, it's generally been a while. Is that another Excelsior over there? I think it might be. Yeah. Yes, it is. So you got the USS Dallas and the USS Cleveland.
USS Cleveland, the reactor container. We need immediate assistance.
Enterprise can hold the line. Help get those ships back in the fight.
Okay, a damaged ship. So you got the USS Cleveland up.
All hands abandon ship.
Okay, pick up escape pods then. Also, that you guys still seem a little too close. I think the Defiant could use some help by the shipyard, sir. Yeah, looks like they could. Can we destroy that? Thank you. Take out the big ship first. Then take out the little guys. Okay. Well, let's stabilize them.
Nakagi here. We've restored main power. Thanks for keeping the Gambies intact. Bringing the fight 99th attack wing into...
This is ESD control. We're losing life support and transporters are offline.
Oh, he didn't even get to finish. I think that's a Regent. Yeah. It's one of the Sovereign variants. I think it's the Tier 5 Sovereign. Destroy the energy gateway. I didn't know you were dropping off all your non-essential personnel. So those guys just try to ram me. I actually kind of like that sort of spotlight effect that's being put on ESD. Oh shit, that hurt. Oh, it didn't hurt, but that really slowed us down. Captain, the Heralds are maneuvering to attack the Alliance fleet's exposed flank. We need to move quickly to intercept them before they can disrupt our battle lines. Acknowledged. Yeah, I haven't actually seen a USS Hood, though. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. I mean, we got a thing at the start mentioning a USS Hood, but I haven't seen one. The closest would be the USS Dallas. And the Cleveland. Well, not really the closest, but I'm assuming it's supposed to be an Excelsior, and then for whatever reason, the Hood's just gone. Base maneuvers, thank you game. I really hate your damn tractor beams. The Herald ones also just seem generally a little bit more powerful compared to normal tractor beams. And the Jem'Hadar have arrived.
I told you I'd be back, and this time I brought friends.
Little
We brought together forces from every quadrant of the galaxy.
I hope you're happy to see me. It doesn't look like things have been going too well so far. I left because I needed to find allies for this war. Ones who you couldn't or wouldn't talk to. The Dominion understands the Iconian threat, and they are ready to protect their city in this galaxy.
It's a little interesting, Sela running into Dominion, but sure. Sure. Your timing is, as always, impeccable.
The Herald ships are recruited. We should use this respite to our advantage. Form up at the KIS Anarax. We must protect it long enough for it to activate a time portal. Once the portal is stabilized, we can use it to go back to Iconia's past and hopefully undo this war before it starts.
That's our only option.
Our situation is desperate. If we fail here, Earth will fall, and Kronos won't have much hope of standing without it.
This is our last chance then. I'll see you in the past.
I'm arriving with the time shield. It must protect us from the portal.
And again, take out the battleship.
Those Iconians are
Let's go for the Dreadnought. Although we don't seem to be doing a whole lot of damage to it. And I don't think it's because it has an energy gateway, because I don't actually see one. And ouch. We need to get out of that just giant clusterfuck. Ouch. Do you mind not just, like, dropping your little bomb things or whatever they are on me? Damn it, and of course I run into their turbulence stuff that just knocks all my stuff offline. Okay, just relax. Enter time portal. Yes, let's get out.
Go! Get to that portal! Setting our course now. The Harriers are firing on the portal!
The portal is destabilizing. Hurry!
We're on our way.
More gateways. An Iconian flagship is moving in.
This is the moment of your extinction.
Not today. Everyone, form up and cover our six.
Theirs not to make reply. Theirs not to reason why. Theirs but to do and die. Into the valley of death rode the 600.
Yeah, can we not quote Charge of Light Brigade? That didn't exactly work out well for them.
Evaluating astrometrics. Confirmed. We have traveled back approximately 200,000 years. Only our two ships made it through.
There are no signs of Captain Cogran or his ship. We will have to continue the mission without him.
Captain, we've done some preliminary scans of our temporal location. Noi has put us exactly where and when we need to be on Iconian about 2 hours ahead of time, or ahead of the time we have for the attack on this world. Thanks, Canum.
Perfect. This will give us a moment to get our bearings and figure out how best to prevent the Iconians from escaping their doom. There are only 12 Iconians that we've encountered, so trying to deal with just those 12 will be a much easier task than trying to take on this whole world.
Let's see what we can learn about these people in the time we have.
Greetings of the whole to you, strangers, and welcome to Iconia. My name is Matara-Ren, and I am a herald of Matara. Before I can allow you to pass, I must scan you to ensure that your technology is of a sufficient level for you to be allowed access to our city. This will only take a moment.
By all means.
Your technology is sufficient, but your chronoton particles are substantially out of phase. Please follow me. You must speak to my mistress.
Lead the way.
Remember why we are here. Every Iconian must die in the bombardment, and their technology cannot be taken. If even one Iconian escapes, this could all be for nothing.
I know what our mission is, but I'm not sure it's the right thing to do.
I recommend we begin by infiltrating their government building. We need access to their data and the gateway controls.
Agreed. We can't allow any of their technology to escape. Iconian doesn't look anything like I expected.
I've seen the ruins of a once mighty empire. This is Iconia at the height of its power.
I don't know if I'd say height, considering they're 2 hours away from getting bombarded into dust. I certainly wouldn't call this the height.
I apologize for the interruption, Honored One. These travelers have just arrived at our city. Their chronoton particles are out of phase, and per your instructions, I have brought them to you.
Thank you, Matara. You may return to your station. Greetings, friends, and welcome to Iconia. It is highly unusual to receive visitors with such unusual chronoton signatures, and yet we have had 2 in less than a cycle. Do you know a being named Cogrin?
Yes, we were separated from Cogrin on our journey here.
Wonderful. He will be quite pleased to reunite with you. You should be able to find him in the residential district. I imagine you passed through the same chronoton-charged nebula he did. That would account for the anomalous readings.
Yes, we did pass through that nebula. Is there anything else we need to know?
Since you are explorers like Cogrin, I suggest you speak to Lemira. She is the keeper of our world heart, a repository of all knowledge and a genetic record of the worlds we have visited. The astrometrics data in the world heart could prove quite useful to you. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, Cogrin isn't exactly an explorer. He's a Klingon. They're more warrior-like than anything. But sure, I got a couple questions that if you're willing to answer them. What are the Heralds?
Our world teems with life, but we were the first to become self-aware. Time is no enemy to us. An Iconian can live thousands of years, but our numbers have always been few, and as the years passed, we understood that would not change. Needing servants and companions, we found a local population that could be molded and shaped to suit our purposes.
Go on.
At first, we used them as beasts of burden, or for tasks that were too difficult or dangerous to do ourselves. I imagine your own species has similar creatures. Over the years, machines and technology began to replace many of those functions. And as technology advanced, what we needed from the Heralds changed as well. Ultimately, we needed beings who could think for themselves. Our genetic reshapers transformed the Heralds from beasts to companions. Now we have achieved a kind of symbiosis. The Heralds perform the routine tasks that keep our society moving. We provide leadership, technological advancement, and defense.
And if you actually ask every single question that you see, this is what's going to make this mission take longer. I just want to note that. So we're sort of now going to hit a slow point in this episode, or in this part rather. What is your relationship with the Heralds?
We are patrons, parents, and perhaps even gods to the Heralds. In turn, they are our hands, our eyes, and our pets. Each Herald is created to fulfill a specific function for his master. For example, it is my duty to interact with visitors to our world, but I cannot always be there to greet them. Mataran stands in my stead, examining those who seek our gifts and bringing any special guests, like yourself, to me.
How are the Heralds made?
We begin with a particular genetic line. Sometimes we will use archived genetic material from the world heart, but most often we simply take what we need from Heralds who already perform a similar service. We then resequence the genetic material in utero, removing any defects and enhancing natural abilities the Herald will need. We also modify their behavior to ensure loyalty and remove unwanted aggression. Once they are born, we begin an intensive training process. Heralds mature very quickly, so by the time their training is complete, they are fully grown and ready to serve.
Oh, good. Perfect timing. I had to step away for a moment. That's all for now. Oh, okay. I was only allowed to ask basically 2 questions. Or, well, I guess 3 questions in all. Okay, Lemiran?
Greetings, travelers. Are you explorers, or do you come seeking our wisdom and guidance? Either way, I apologize. I am rather occupied at the moment. Please, return later. I should have time to speak to you then.
What can you tell me about the World Heart?
The World Heart is the repository of all our knowledge. It contains the genetic information of every species on Iconia and all of our colony worlds. With it, we can colonize and repopulate an entire world, shaping it to resemble our home in just a few short years. It also holds a record of our culture, history, literature, and philosophy. This is why we call it the World Heart. It is, in a very real way, the center of our civilization.
Thank you. Let's go and find
Changes we see in the
Cagran.
Iconians are too great to be simple evolution. The Iconians shape themselves and the Heralds into weapons. Genetic engineering that is both efficient and terrible.
Okay, are you done talking, Sela? Good, because Cagran's just walked down.
You made it. Something must have gone wrong as we entered the portal that disrupted synchronization. I arrived 2 weeks ago. I remained cloaked, scanned the planet for several days, and then came to the surface as an explorer, seeking to open diplomatic relations with the Iconians. My ship is using the magnetic fields above the poles to help conceal its presence.
What have you found?
The Iconians of this time are nothing like the ones we know. They are flesh, and appear to be friendly and peaceful, if a bit arrogant with those they see as lesser. Come. They will allow us to move through the city freely. You should see this for yourself.
We have a lot to see, Cagran.
Cagran is either a fool, or he's being manipulated by the Iconians. Either way, he might jeopardize the mission. We'll need to watch him closely.
You're both a problem. I make my own choices.
Someone's calling for help.
An injured herald. This could be a chance to learn about their physiology. Perhaps even find a weakness.
Speak to distraught Iconian.
Hello. Can you help us? My herald is injured, and I cannot leave him. I need someone to bring us some healing supplies.
Tell me about the Heralds.
Heralds are also native to this planet. They were not as evolved as we are, so we enhanced them. The Heralds are our companions and our helpers. They are our hands and our eyes, and they are our children. It is rare for my species to reproduce. In fact, it has been more than a century since a new Iconian was born on this world. Perhaps we are evolving beyond the need for such things. We will endure here, and our heralds will spread our word throughout the stars.
I understand. I will help your Herald.
Thank you. There should be a healer nearby.
I'll find them. Okay, Iconian healer.
Do you require assistance, visitor?
Are you a healer? We are in need of medical assistance.
Certainly. However, I do not detect any injuries or maladies in your physical form. What do you require?
It's not for me. One of Valar's heralds is injured.
Oh, of course. It is our duty and privilege to care for our heralds. I will follow you to the patient.
Thank you.
We'll see who the lesser race is.
You're not following me, though.
I have spent days among these people. They are very proud and very strong.
Thank you, traveler. I appreciate your assistance.
how do you, or how do the Iconians treat you?
Exceedingly well. We do what manual labor needs to be done, as well as other tasks. And in return, the Iconians give me all I could need or want. I know it might sound like enforced servitude to you, but I don't see it that way. The Iconians are our beginning and our end. I am nothing without my mistress, and serving her is my greatest joy.
And what do you think of the Iconians?
How do you feel about your creator? The Iconians are parent, teacher, master, friend. They are our rulers and our gods, and I am grateful for their guidance. They give purpose and structure to our lives. We would not exist without them.
That's all for now.
The Iconians' affection for their pets is a weakness. We can exploit that.
I am not so sure. After all, we've seen how the Iconians will transform their pets. The Heralds are merciless killing machines. They have killed multitudes during this war.
Deaths that we will avenge here. No more waiting. We need to finish our mission.
We should just get rid of Sela. I'm not going to spoil why for anyone who hasn't already seen this from somebody else or played through it themselves, but yeah, nonetheless, we should just get rid of Sela. Toss her off the floating city? It looks like a floating city. Indeed.
I don't understand why you're bothering to help these people. We need to find the gateway controls, sabotage them, and be done with it. This could all be over if you'd let it.
It's my job to help people in need. The circumstances are irrelevant. Let's head down to the park area.
Clearly the Iconians have a highly developed sense of the aesthetic.
That's fine, but what we need is to know more about their technology. And we're going to...
When you have technology as advanced as the Iconians, wonders can be found anywhere you look. We should talk to that officer over there.
Yes, their triggers are all kinds of fucked up. Sometimes for that sort of dialogue.
I see you are interested in this device. We are testing a new method of encryption. So far, it has proven to be most effective. To access the console, you must solve a series of problems that we believe only an Iconian could answer. Unfortunately, I fear the console is stuck in a testing phase, which is why I am protecting it. It may be a waste of time. You appear intelligent enough, but I doubt you or any of our other visitors could solve even the easiest of problems in the algorithm.
I could be wrong. I think you do actually have to solve this. Well, maybe not necessarily have to. But I do believe it is actually something to solve. Although I could certainly be remembering incorrectly. Then let me watch the console for you. Lamiran says she needs to see you right away.
I am not supposed to leave this area unwatched, but all of my heralds are performing other duties. And if Almiran sent you, very well. Thank you, traveler. I will not be long.
You shouldn't keep her waiting, Bertrand. Okay, decoded encryption algorithm 1. Continue to next encryption. Return to root. I never actually bothered reading that. Let's access the security file on the Icobar. The Icobar have made no secret that they covet our gateway technology. Unfortunately, they are a warlike species. Soon after they developed rudimentary warp drive technology, they used it to attack and enslave several inhabited worlds. The Icobar have also made several attempts to covertly access our consoles and steal our technology. Although officially we are not at war, we should be extremely cautious with the Icobar. Access to gateways is strictly off limits for the Icobar, and a herald will be assigned to monitor all movements of Icobar representatives in areas near gateway access points. Download data. Access security file on the Denassians. The Denassians have made repeated requests for medical technology. Our analysis of their biomedical ethics, however, indicates that at their primitive level of development, they have an 84.6% chance of doing themselves harm with genetic engineering, and a 74.2% chance of using it for biological warfare. Although thus far their dealings with us have been honorable, a plague on their world has increased their demand for our gene manipulators. Our recommendation is to continue to supply the Denassians with medical supplies and antigens, but to withhold other medical technology. Download data. Log off.
It is just as I surmised. The Iconians are following their own version of the Prime Directive. They are attempting to protect lesser developed species from acquiring technology that they may not use wisely or well.
The evidence does point in that direction.
Not so fast. We've only heard one side of the story. I'd like to know what some of the other visitors here think about the oh-so-noble Iconians.
Agreed. Let's find out.
We will gladly give you the medicines you require, but our genetic engineering technology is off limits.
The medicine will help with this plague, but what about the next one? We need the ability to take care of ourselves, but you won't give us the means to do so.
I am sorry, but we have extremely stringent rules about who can use our technology. There are many species who are not yet ready to use our gifts safely and wisely. One moment, Falkar. Yes, may I help you?
Our people have a similar policy regarding technology to protect developing societies. I think you're right to restrict access.
Yes, I will take your opinion under advisement, but ultimately, this is an Iconian matter. You are simply another visitor on our world.
Jeez. Talir is not a friendly Iconian. I'll leave you to it then. I mean, granted, we did sort of just butt in, but still. Could have been nicer about it.
We haven't made much headway trying to reverse engineer the gateways, but just imagine what we could do with it.
Oh, I have. You can move an army in the blink of an eye. Think about what would happen if all these heralds just showed up on your planet. Oh, they'd take over in a day. I'm still trying to acquire some of their data. Have you had any luck yet?
Nothing yet. Despite all that openness and hospitality, the Iconians have everything on lockdown. Can't even get near the building where they keep the world heart without some herald stopping me. If I were the Iconians, I too would think twice about giving people like these advanced technology.
Agreed.
This doesn't prove anything. So the Iconians had their reasons for withholding technology. I don't care, and neither do their enemies. We know the bombardment is imminent. This world will be obliterated, no matter how much you sympathize with the Iconians. And don't forget what we're here to do. There can be no survivors.
You don't see any echoes of yourself in these people, Sela? Okay, return to the plaza. Sir, we are detecting an armada of ships on long-range sensors, multiple configurations. Avoid detection at all costs.
Tell your ships to drop into orbit above the polar region. My ship is cloaked there.
Odin, take up a polar orbit above the planet.
Excuse me, but I require assistance. We have lost contact with several of our colony worlds. I am attempting to increase the range of this communications console to re-establish the connection. But I need another set of hands to adjust the frequency while I attempt to dial in the proper network levels. All of my heralds are currently working on the evacuation. Would you be willing to help me?
I'll do what I can to assist you. Let's see. The optimal range is approximately 14.7. It's currently at 19.8, so decrease. And lock in.
Curious. Our communications should be reaching the colonies, but I am not receiving any response to my messages. Something terrible must have happened. We were not concerned about the lesser races. Not at first. They were like children who wanted things they could not understand. It was our duty to protect them, to guide them. In time, when they were ready, we would have shared all of our gifts.
What will you do now? And that guy's just sort of skating around.
I do not know. If the colony worlds have fallen, then I am sorry. Please excuse me. I must speak to our leaders.
Best of luck to you.
We already know the evacuation did not save them.
But the gateway on New Romulus remained active for a time.
Then we must cut off that path, now, before anyone escapes.
God, a lot of these people seem to have those wheelie shoes that were popular like a decade and a half ago.
Welcome, traveler. I apologize for my earlier absence. Do you have questions about our world?
Who was attacking you?
We have had contact with many worlds in our journeys, but we have found no people equal to our own. Some of the others resent the blessings our people enjoy. They seek to take that which we will not give.
Why did you deny them access?
Our policy is not to share our technology with species who are not sufficiently advanced to use our gifts wisely. When a society encounters advanced technology, before they are ready, they often don't have the cultural or social development to handle it appropriately. This leads to war, genocide, and many other ills. We would protect the younger species from those tragedies. Our people believe, also, that each species has a unique destiny. To disrupt their path toward that destiny is wrong. All of the others must develop in their own time.
And I'm pretty sure this is what we just asked previously, but for whatever reason now phrased differently. What is your response?
While we are an extremely advanced world, we are not, in general, a militant one. Tiket will coordinate the defense, but I remain hopeful that we can reach a peaceful solution before blood is shed. Matara speaks for us, and she is quite a gifted diplomat. If all else fails, there are places known only to us and those who serve us. Our gateways can take us to these refuges to recover and rebuild. Will you help us?
Okay, and that part isn't here. Let's just note that. That's all for now.
The attack is beginning. I thought we'd have more time. We must retrieve the World Heart and escape. Will you help us?
The attack is beginning. We must decide how to proceed. I have spoken to these people, walked their streets, shared their meals. Regardless of what we know they will do in the future, the Iconians of this time are not evil. They are peaceful. And they are guilty of no crimes, worse than standing up for their ideals. The very same ideals, I might point out, as the Federation's prime directive.
So you're saying we should help them, even knowing what they will do.
You have walked the same streets as I, spoken to the same people. Can you allow them to die for crimes they have not yet committed? For my part, I find no honor in cold-blooded murder.
No, you were just willing to go and engage in genocide previously because you figured the Iconians were always evil. I see your point. What do you think, Sela?
It doesn't matter what these people are now. We know what they will become, what they will do. The Iconians will destroy my homeworld. They will bomb the Archive in the Lena system and exterminate the Preservers. They will incite the Undine to destroy Keswick 4. They will attack our homeworlds, kill those we love, and threaten our very existence.
That's in the future. We're here now.
And that changes nothing. We know what will happen. In our time, they are poised to destroy or enslave the galaxy. There is no choice. We destroy them now and save ourselves.
Do we have the right to execute the Iconians for crimes they haven't yet committed?
It's a bit late for second thoughts. Our mission is clear. We don't have a choice. We're here, and we will do what needs to be done. Atone for your sins after you've saved the galaxy.
Sometimes being ruthless isn't right.
The World Heart contains all of our knowledge and all our genetic data. With it, we can rebuild. We have a refuge built for those who serve us. We shall go there.
Okay, you do that.
We should be able to access the gateway network from here. We could disable all of the gateways at...
We offered Lemirin our aid. There is no honor in striking down an ally from the Hive.
The honorable thing would be to complete our mission and save our galaxy. Or do you not care about what happens to Kronos?
Kagran, your cape is all broken again. This is why you don't wear capes in this game. They break very easily.
We need to transfer the World Heart to a transportable format. I'll need your help to initiate the download from that console.
Okay, initiate download.
The download is proceeding, but it will not complete before the invaders find us.
Well, yeah, because... two squad leaders, but they don't have, like, full squads. Ouch. Jesus, that hurt. Somebody come get me up.
Now we need to release the magnetic interlocks holding the core. I need you at the other console.
Okay. Initiate magnetic interlock release.
More invaders. They must not take the World Heart.
Okay, and they're all down.
Erase the mainframe memory banks. I will require your assistance.
Okay, Finn is apparently down somewhere. Oh well, we'll get Finn up later.
More aliens are coming. Protect me.
God damn. What the fuck ability is it they're using that just does that to all of us?
Mainframe memory erased.
Okay, and now somebody get me up again.
Reject the world heart.
Come on. It's a little fucking ridiculous that they have some ability that just basically nukes your health entirely. Okay, Lemiran.
I fear that was just the beginning of the violence. My people are few, and most of our heralds are elsewhere. Defeating a significant force would be costly to both sides. I know you are not one of the whole, and I have no right to ask for your assistance. But would you help us evacuate the city?
Of course.
Blessings of the whole upon you. We must gather as many of our people as possible and escort them to the gateway platform. Once we are there, I will open the path to our refuge. Many of our people already left for Colony Worlds, but we have lost contact with them. I fear the worst.
What should we do first?
I recommend we locate Tiket. She is our protector, and there are none who know the ways of our enemy as well as she.
Follow me.
Tiket is a fearsome warrior and has kept our people safe for countless millennia until today.
Rescuing Iconians is not what we're here to do.
Shut up, Sela.
When we came back in time, we did not know what we would find.
Yeah, you tell her, Kagran. Hello, Tiket.
I appreciate your efforts, stranger, but I cannot come with you. I will defend Iconia until my final breath.
Your people are dying, Tiket. They need you.
My people are weak. They have neglected the ways of battle in favor of science and art. They are philosophers. I do not wish for them to die, but they could have chosen the path of strength. I will die to defend them. I do not know if I can save them.
Your people are stronger than you give them credit for.
I appreciate your efforts, stranger, but I cannot come with you. I will defend Iconia until my final breath.
Okay, set aside your foolish pride and help your people.
You think it is pride that keeps me here? It is not for pride that I fight, but for dignity. I fight for my people.
You have earned the respect of all who matter. Now will you come with us?
I appreciate your efforts, stranger.
Okay, no honor throwing your life away.
Why should I care about honor when Iconian blood is being spilled on sacred ground? What honor have our enemies shown? They attack a peaceful world. Honor is meaningless.
She who has lost honor can lose nothing more.
I appreciate your
Okay, if you die here, who will claim vengeance for the fallen?
Your words have merit. If we go to the refuge, we can rebuild. There, we can plan our vengeance. No one will ever threaten us again.
Think about your people, Tiket, not your revenge.
She is a fool. She would let her people die so she could avenge them.
Vengeance is a powerful.
Shut up, Sela. There's a reason nobody likes you. Okay.
Never forget this tragic day.
See, I'm just gonna have to ask that you don't fuck this up for us.
Thank you. You have shown exceptional kindness and valor in this trying time. I will miss my home. Iconia is precious to us, but as long as the whole survives, we can use the world heart to rebuild.
Go to the gateway platform. We'll meet you there. Where the hell are you going? The gateway platform's in the other direction. Okay, fine. You know what? I'm just gonna go in the same direction as you. And loop around up from here and then down to the park.
These are not a war like
Not yet. That will change.
bloodshed affects everyone differently. My people became warriors when an alien species threatened our home.
And the Iconians will become conquerors.
Okay. Yes, they will. Your point is what exactly? Okay, send you guys to safety, which means you're just gonna do the same thing the other guys are all doing and run straight into a bunch of enemies that I'll then have to kill. Oh, surprisingly those guys didn't all get scared. I guess they didn't get close enough to those guys. Send you all to safety. And now to decide on the course of action.
Now I see your plan. We've won their confidence, gathered them together. Strike now and eliminate them all.
I have decided to spare the Iconians. We cannot hold them responsible for acts they haven't committed yet. Once we get through, we'll need to destroy the navigation plotter so we cannot be followed. No, damn it, don't root me and then hold me in place. Okay, I'm just gonna fucking respawn, damn it.
The gateway is damaged. We will need to reroute the power and reinitialize the gateway sequence.
Can you quit it with the whole rooting shit, people? Seriously. Okay, reroute power.
Didn't the others save the Iconians? Where are they?
We are the others. Whoops, I think I just spoiled it. Okay, reinitialize the gateway opening sequence.
ground!
We can't hold them off or...
That's it. Send them through.
No! This isn't our mission! You took everything from me!
The world heart.
There's no time. The gateway is closing.
Only 12 of us are left. That crystal contains our civilization.
Sealer, stop! We are better than this!
I will remember this, Romulan. I will extinguish your people in payment for your treachery.
This has all played out this way before. I am the cause for Hobus.
Yeah, you are. Okay, for whatever reason, now she has a phaser. Oh, Celia, you gotta make up your mind. Do you want to be a Federation or a Romulan?
I know what you were going to say, but I did what I had to do for my people. I should have acted sooner. If I had, perhaps Romulus would have been restored.
Can't you see see that your act caused the destruction of Romulus? We sent 12 Iconians to Dewa 3. We are the others.
That can't... Taket! What have I done?
Did you have a choice? Predestination paradox theory would say this event had to happen, and it is the reason you're here.
The Iconians have fled to Dewa 3, and the Gateway's console has been destroyed, so no one can follow them. Our fate may not have changed from our actions here, but we have done what honor demanded. We are not murderers, whatever our future may hold. We will face it with our eyes open and our heads held high. We must return to our own time and see what effect our actions had.
This isn't going to be easy to explain, but we need to return. You can return to the ship whenever you're ready. Yep, I'm ready, Canem. Okay, no beam up effect.
We're initiating a tachyon burst to reopen the portal that brought us here. That should bring us back to the exact moment we left the present time.
The heralds are firing on the portal!
The portal is destabilizing. Hurry!
We're on our way.
Captain Cochran to Alliance Fleet. Stand down. I repeat, stand down. You have the world heart and the means to end this. Signal the Iconians. Show them we have it, and that we are the ones who save them. This is our last chance to end this war.
Am I the only one who felt like his bridge looked a lot more purple and gray than what it would traditionally look like for a Klingon in that little cutscene? Because normally it's more red, but that looked more like a Jem'Hadar bridge. Not sure what happened there. Let's hail Lamiran.
Do you wish to surrender? A wise decision.
No, Lamiran. We have just returned from the past. Your past. And we have the world heart to prove it.
How did you acquire that?
We saved it. We were there when Iconia was lost.
That is not possible. But yet, I see the world heart in your hands. It is time to end this. Your leaders, our unity. Now.
Wait. This conflict must end, and this wound must be healed.
I have never had a chance to examine you closely, but now that you stand before me, I remember you helped us, although it gained you nothing. You are the other.
And this war should have never happened.
Hate blinded us. Fear of the unknown crippled us. Pain called out for blood in ever greater measures. The events of that day set us on this path. It grieves me to see where it has led. After we escaped to Day 3, protecting ourselves became our sole purpose. We transformed ourselves, our home, even our heralds, to prevent another tragedy. And we vowed never to trust again.
You trusted me once.
I did, and it saved us. But we believed the other lost to us. And you were lost to time. And we preserved the whole by any means necessary.
You say you wanted to protect yourselves. In doing so, you destroyed countless lives.
We protected the whole against the lesser species who would destroy us if given a chance, who would steal what we would not give freely. And we did not mourn the deaths of those who were not a part of our unity. And then we faced you, a foe who would not yield, who subverted time itself in an attempt to destroy us. But instead, you showed compassion, even though you knew what would happen to your people if we survived. You helped us, because that is who you are.
Starfleet's mission is to explore, not destroy. Like you, we were defending ourselves.
I am humbled in the face of such integrity. I shall be forever grateful to you for showing us the error of our ways.
Enough blood has been spilt. Let us end this war.
Whatever these creatures did in the past is meaningless. Like they killed our sister. They broke our unity. And for that, I will destroy.
Have you forgotten what we did for your people? For you?
Never forget what you have done, or what that creator, Nemesis, did. There will never be enough blood to wash away my need for vengeance.
Sela was grieving the loss of her homeworld, a homeworld you destroyed. You have already exacted revenge.
A single world. I can destroy a million worlds, and it would not be enough. Your existence is an insult to the memory of our people. I will continue my fight, even if I
Ticket, please listen.
She will not listen. Ticket has always been very stubborn. In a few thousand years, perhaps, her attitudes will change. Until then, be wary. Ticket is a formidable opponent, and I will not take up arms against her, even in defense of the other. But with those of us who remain, you shall have peace. We ask only for our home world. Leave Iconia and our servants undisturbed, and we will trouble you no longer.
That sounds fair, but we will have to ratify this treaty with the Alliance.
I understand, but our terms are not negotiable. We need time to grieve and contemplate. Perhaps in a millennia or two, it will be different.
Very well. Farewell. Thank you for striking this accord. Then, of course, Starfleet Academy has issues. Okay, let's go and speak to everybody. Hello, Kim.
Your compassion has accomplished more in one act than we could have with all the phasers in the fleet. Honor and selflessness have been almost forgotten over the past few years. That needs to change. It's time to act like Starfleet officers again.
Now we need to rebuild.
We have a lot to do to heal the wounds the war has left on us all. But we've survived the war, and the Dominion. We can survive this.
I agree, Captain Kim.
There's a lot of work to be done now. We need to rebuild, recover, try to learn how to live in this new reality. But with people like you on our side, I know we can do it.
We'll succeed if we all work together. Okay, Nog doesn't really have a lot to say. Okay, Paris?
I thought this was it. The last day. And I was ready, but I'm glad my daughter didn't have to die in defense of the Federation. That I get to go home after this. We all do. Thank you.
You're welcome, Captain. Okay, Kagran.
We have much to do, but first, we will celebrate. Let the blood wine flow now that the bloodletting has ceased. There is more to being a warrior than vengeance and death. True honor comes from doing what is right, despite the personal cost. The Iconians will depart, and we will rebuild. Mercy has triumphed where weapons could not. Now I will try to find a way to share this wisdom with my people. Many warriors have fallen in this war. Those of us who remain must walk the path of honor.
It was your courage that showed me the way, Kagran.
I don't know what to say. I thought I was protecting our future. But instead, all this... It happened because of a mistake I made hundreds of thousands of years ago. I've made a lot of difficult choices in my life. And I didn't always consider the consequences of my actions. Today has made me wonder if there's another way. If I can be better than I am.
Sorrow won't help the multitude who died because of you. Okay, beam back to our ship.
The war is over. Although we could not turn back the clock and restore the lives that were lost and the planets that were ravaged, we have ended the conflict honorably. made the right choice. And that is not always an easy one to make. I would be honored to fight by your side again. Before that day comes, however, we must rebuild. There is already talk of new exploration missions. Perhaps we will find our next challenge among the unexplored stars.
Maybe, Kagran. Maybe. Well, that is going to be it for this part. I will see you all next time, where we will be beginning... okay, well, maybe not beginning. We'll be finishing up a little bit of yesterday's war that we just sort of ignored previously. But yeah. So we'll finish up yesterday's war, because we started that story arc back when it was jumping around here in the storyline as its missions became available. Now that it's settled in a permanent spot, we can finish it up. This permanent spot also just happens to be where it is, period, now for any new characters. Yeah, yesterday's war is sort of a mess when it comes to its story arc, because, like I said, previously just jumped around in its placement here. It also doesn't help that I've done missions just completely out of order in the past. But yeah, so that'll be it for this part. I'll see you all next time. Like I said, we'll be finishing up yesterday's war and then beginning the future-proof arc. But until next time, a goodbye and farewell. And a quick reminder that if you enjoy the content on the channel, the easiest and best way to help support is to go and become a patron, which you can find a link to down in the description or in the pinned comment. But until then, a goodbye and farewell.